This is the 11th year for the Brooklyn Book Festival. It's the largest literary festival in the Northeast, and it's certainly the biggest public literary festival in New York City. The festival happens in Brooklyn, but it's for everybody. We have people come from all over New York City and the tri-state area. Every year we have about 300 authors from over 20 different countries.
Some of the challenges of being a debut author is money, and it is having a stable job. I'm a teacher and I'm also a practicing attorney. So trying to be there and being present is difficult, you know, when you're on the road or when you're trying to write or doing an interview and just not having money. But being an artist anyway, unless you have a trust fund taking care of you, requires a lot of sacrifice.
Work. My favorite four-letter word, W-O-R-K. Do it every day. Either if you only have 2 hours, use 2 hours. If you have 5 hours, use 5 hours. If you're stuck somewhere, take a nap. When you wake up, it'll be figured out.
My novel is about outcast women on the eve of the Civil War and their struggle for survival and finding out what freedom means to them. I didn't have not one flash before I went, because not everyone gets to see their first birthday again, their father's face laughing, and maybe you won't neither, not before you die.
It's a fantastic thing to be an author. I mean, it's easier and easier to get published these days because there's a lot of self-publishing, but it's more and more difficult to get noticed, to really stand out from the crowd.
Imitate, emulate, equal, surpass. That's the way you learn how to do anything.
There's different ways now today. There's traditional, where you go through a literary agent and you try to have a major publishing house publish your book. But there's also self-publishing. For example, my book is self-published. I wrote it, and then I paid for the printing, I paid for the editing, I paid to have an artist do the front and rear cover.
The market saturation that's taken place because of print-on-demand books, self-published books, and digital books has really bolstered the amount of books that there are. There's more books being published each year right now than there ever has been before in the history of the world.
You're in another world when you begin reading. You're in a world of heightened language, emotion, maybe certain themes, like certainly in my book, Damnificados, there's the theme of justice.
They will rise up in maybe different forms. I don't care if it's an e-book or a book, as long as people read it.
Like any small business, when you've got a world of mega corporations being competitive, I think the thing you have to do is be individual and do something that is something the big guys aren't doing. And a lot of these publishers give a lot of attention to a lot of new and young and wonderful authors that other people don't carry.
There are so many great books out there. How is your book gonna be, you know, out there in the public eye? How's it gonna stand out? And marketing's always difficult, and that's one of the reasons we come to festivals like these, to interact with our readers.
It's a festival of ideas that start from the written word. So they all come from books and the written word, but the people on our stages are talking about the ideas behind them.
Books are about learning empathy for other people, to have a different perspective on the world, something that unless you've lived it, you know, you can't always understand it. It gives you an opportunity to see inside the mind of other experiences and lives of people you wouldn't ordinarily meet.
There is just an appetite for books, for literature, for literary conversations. We're not worried about it at all. I think it's there and it always will be.